Well, good afternoon, Diamond Lil. How are you?
Oh, Nikki B, I'm great. How are you, my friend?
It's Friday, Friday.
It's Friday. It's Friday.
So I'm ecstatic to be off of work and
Yeah. Oh,
ready
I
to go.
just got I just got notified you went live. So
Okay. Well, I hope
mhm.
other people are getting my notifications because that seems to be a thing anymore.
Yeah.
That people are not getting my notifications, and I don't see anybody coming in yet.
Yep. Oh,
Oh,
B Charming's in there. Hi, B Charming.
B Charming found us. Yay!
Yay.
I know this is a very odd time for me to be coming on, but I'm gonna just hold off and see. There's Marla.
Hi, Marla.
We'll just wait and see. Oh, here we go. Here we
Oh, they're
go.
they're all filing in now.
Hi, everyone. You know, it's funny. It didn't even notify me that I went live yet.
Oh, you haven't got it? I got it. Yeah, it came. But you know what's funny? My show I get like 10 minutes after I'm already on. It's
That's
weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Diamond Lil and I thought we'd come on today. We got some things to share. Um, but I named the show Are You Ready for What's Coming? And I don't mean well, I mean it both ways. Are you
Yeah.
prepared? You know, we always got to be prepared, our food, our water, our because we never know the day or the time, right? But
Right.
I also mean spiritually. Get yourself, your house in order spiritually. Get with the Lord. Diamond and I were talking, and we both, I think, personally feel that this is going to get scary.
Yeah.
And I don't want anybody to be scared. And if you lean on Heavenly Father, you should feel comfort.
Yes. Yeah, but it's
So,
going to be dark. He's already telling us it is going to get dark before, and it's going to be just for a short period of time.
right.
Yep.
So no fear. There's no fear mongering here. I'm telling you to just
What?
get right with God and lean on
What?
Him and get into His Word, and we'll be
Yep.
good.
Here's another thing. Nikki was talking to me earlier about some Mormon
Crickets.
crickets, Mormon crickets. So I went back to Julie Green and looked up locusts and crickets, and sure enough, they were in there. They were prophesied. Tell what where you saw these, Nikki.
Well, first, let me start off by saying when I looked into these Mormon crickets, because they were on my local news, they're in Nevada and in Idaho. And I'm talking swarms, like walls covered, streets covered of these Mormon crickets. So when Diamond and I were talking about it, I Googled it or whatever, duck, duck, go, goat it. And Mormon crickets are actually a form of cicadas, which I believe are a form of locusts. Cicada and locusts are the same thing. Someone correct me if I'm wrong.
Cupcake Girl says Nevada. That was the other you said in Idaho and Nevada, and you saw pictures. There were
Yeah, they were on
hundreds
my
of
news.
thousands of them, right?
Yeah, they were on my news.
Yeah. Oh, they
Yeah,
were on your news. Okay.
yeah. So, that's all this is in the Bible. Wars and rumors of wars, plagues. I mean, so I think we just need to get ourselves right. That's how I feel. Why are you laughing?
William Tyre says Tyre. He says crickets, the filet mignons of the future.
Hey, William, please. I love filet mignon. That's my favorite cut of beef.
Yeah.
Let's not put crickets in it. The Lord is bringing attention to the area. That's right, Georgia. That's what I was
Yes.
thinking.
Yes, and that's what Julie Green says. Pay attention to the location. Yes.
Let's see. Not what it seems. Says last a lightning hit a transformer right in front of my son and I. I think she meant last night. The sky lit up blue. The transformer was right next to a bank. Then a mile down the road, we got gas. As we left, the power went out.
Oh, wow.
Signs of things to come? Yeah. Where are you at? Not what it seems like. What state are you in? Hey, Adam. Good to see you. CJ 1975. Gloria. Marla. Good to see you all. Marla says they're having terrible heat wave in Texas.
I've heard that. Yeah.
It has been raining here in Michigan all day. It is so gloomy and yucky.
Oklahoma, Nikki.
Oh, okay. CJ 1975 says those crickets are so gross you can't even go outside. It's nasty.
Yeah. Can you say plague?
Right.
Yeah.
Campbell Carl says, is it wrong to be excited instead of afraid? No, I'm excited.
Oh, Camel Carl, that's what we should be. We should be excited. Yes.
We should be celebrating.
Yes. Yep.
Jesus is coming back, Diane B. You're absolutely right.
Yep.
Brent Blackwell, what's so funny? What you laughing at?
Jamie's asking, where did the crickets come from?
I don't know.
Could it be from Heavenly Father?
Joanne, it's probably coming. It's been raining here all day. I don't know which direction it's heading. B. Charming says we have giant African snails here in Florida. Escargot, anyone?
Yep.
I was supposed to be down in Kentucky this weekend, but we stayed back for multiple graduation parties we have. So I know you guys have been getting rain. I've been watching my daughter's softball team playing down there.
Oh.
Okay. Where do we want to start, Diamond Lil?
Wherever you want to start. It's your show, Nikki B. You go eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Well, let's see here. Okay, let's start. I'll start here.
Okay.
Now I don't think anybody that comes into my chat, but maybe, if anybody is even thinking about voting for DeSantis, let me just play this, and you make up your own mind. You know that's our God-given right, is to be able to vote for who we want to.
Mm-hmm.
But I just want you to hear this and tell me how you feel after you hear this.
Okay. Yep. A banner.
Oh, let me get that banner going. Thanks, Diamond.
Yep, you're welcome. I just noticed.
I haven't been on in a while.
Yeah, no,
rusty.
I just noticed.
Hey, 420, good to see you. Okay. Let me get back over here, and here we go. Let me make this bigger. Here we go.
It's a travel checkpoint unlike anything most Americans have ever seen.
Backing up traffic for miles.
Yesterday, we saw huge delays there. Some people waiting hours to get to that checkpoint.
Kim, no state border checkpoints in Alabama, but as you can see here in Florida, Governor Ron DeSantis issued an executive order.
I am recommending to the Board of Governors, who are going to talk to the university presidents, about going to remote learning for the rest of the spring semester at all Florida universities. Restaurants, we're going to do similar to what California did. Bars and nightclubs, effective 5 p.m. today. They're going to be suspended for 30 days. I work with Miami Beach mayor in Fort Lauderdale supported their closures of some of their beaches.
More restrictions put in place tonight in Miami Beach. The entertainment district between 5th and 15th Streets is getting an 8 p.m. curfew.
We're going to suspend for 2 weeks any new vacation rentals in the state of Florida.
The governor issuing Executive Order 2087, ordering vacation rental properties to suspend operations. I talked with one business owner that said he's tired of hearing about closures. He wants some good news.
Daytona Beach Shores police say last night their officers went around to all restaurants and bars, handing them a copy of the governor's executive order. They say they're out tonight patrolling to make sure everyone's in compliance.
Theme parks, restaurants, retail stores, and other businesses are still closed.
For those of you who aren't from Florida, welcome to our oasis of freedom.
Yeah.
So what was his reason behind doing all of that?
Well, I can tell you the Michigan governor did the same. So, and she's a piece of you know what. So,
Oh, yeah.
I did see people in chat saying they were lifelong Floridians, and they're going Orange Man. So, yeah, Terry Christ, you're right. He does have some hidden garbage.
Yeah.
So I just thought,
Sharon Hudgens said all of a sudden last summer we started having a lot of frogs here on my sister's land. Didn't notice them anywhere else. Tree frogs this year. Been here for several years. This is different in Alabama.
what did we look up today, Diamond?
Yeah.
Frogs is
Yep.
one of them.
Yep. Frogs was one.
Yep.
What was it? Water turning to blood.
Yep. Frogs, locusts, something to do with cattle or something, I thought. There was 10 of them.
Oh yeah, there was something with cattle. Yes.
What were the other ones? But we're seeing a lot of it. So
Yeah.
just like, Diamond has read through Julie Green that we're at the door. So I always like to say, are we at the precipice? I think we
Yeah.
might be very close.
Sherry Tackett says flies. Yeah,
Flies, that was one.
flies. Yep.
Yep.
You mentioned flies too.
Yep. Hi, Life Under Gas. Good to see you. Isla E, good to see you. Proud Army Mom, Mary Freeland. Welcome, everyone. Oh, yeah. B. Charming says, I'm not voting for here. Let me pull up her comment. She says, I'm not voting for DeSantis for the reason that when he decided to run for president, he changed the rules so he wouldn't have to give up his governorship here in Florida to do. Yeah. That was the turning point.
Yeah.
Talk about a dictator. So you want to be president and governor?
Yeah, exactly.
What?
Oh, Hale. Ann Creighton said Hale was one too. Yes.
Yes. And that's happening, right? That's happening in Texas. I seen a video yesterday of this couple. I don't know what state they were in. The hail came. And this guy had welts, Diamond, up and down his back, on his face. They were huge hail balls.
Wow.
Just pelleting them. Broke glasses. I mean, his glasses. It broke car windows.
Wow.
So, let's see. Okay, you guys, I have something else I want to play. And it's not so much that I want to listen to this person because I can't stand her. But I want you to pay attention. It's a short video. She is talking about Roe versus Wade. It's Chelsea Clinton. But I want you to pay more attention to what she's wearing. In one clip, they show it. So, and then we can talk about that.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go. Oops. I'm rusty, Diamond. I'm rusty.
You're doing good.
Let's see. Now this. Here we go. Let me make it bigger. so you all can see. Here we go.
Chelsea, what are your reflections 1 year after Roe? I'm really angry. And I am, and that is an uncomfortable place to be because of the historical women tropes that so often have been used to kind of silence and diminish kind of women and our voices, not only in this country, but throughout human history. But I'm really angry because we know that women have died. Mm-hmm. And so it shouldn't matter that we don't yet have a federal registry. Mm. When you have families and you have physicians and you have midwives saying, this woman died because she was 4 days into sepsis because someone still judged that her fetus might be viable. And so they were worried about providing medically indicated necessary care, and she died? Like, that isn't up for debate. Mm-hmm. And so we knowingly
what is that?
Have moved forward, because we haven't gone back. We have moved forward to again a time in which we are making women.
I don't even want to listen to her ugly mouth anymore.
Boy, a lot of these people are clumsy, Nikki.
I know. What is going on?
Yeah, they were all breaking their feet. What's going on?
What even got me about that whole clip there is when she said the physicians and the midwives, and don't tell me for 1 second how many times in movies and situations have we been in our own lives. Yeah. If the mother's life is at risk, they're going to save the mother before the child. It's always been like that. Nothing has changed.
Yeah.
They're not going to let a mother die to save a fetus. That's just the way it goes.
Yep.
So her even saying that is just doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, and all the people, men and women, that her mother killed.
Oh my.
Let's go there.
I wish I was interviewing her. Wouldn't that be something?
Yeah.
You'd be blown away at how many trans are famous and push the movement. I know.
Wolfpack's asking, when was that video, Nikki? Do you know?
She just said it's 2023, so I'm not sure exactly the date on it.
Okay, but it is this year. Okay.
Yep, this year. Yep. Do you want to play your video, Diamond?
Oh,
you want to play?
Sure. Yep. Be Charming says she hurt her toe on a race to bathrobe. The report says. I don't know.
Listen, that boot to me speaks volumes.
Oh yeah.
We seen the boot early on in 2020, didn't we?
We know what the boot means.
Yeah. I hope she gets the boot right up her.
Oh, she deserves a boot.
I got you up, Diamond.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna go and mute here.
I'm just kidding. We've got a very special guest, Congressman Boebert, and you have limited time because you have a lot of obligations and responsibilities today. Quite controversial from yesterday. Heads are blowing up. Some very snarky stuff is coming out to the Jake Shermans of the world that get the inside baseball from the Democrats and from the establishment Republicans. Is this a serious effort of Lauren Boebert to put before the House of Representatives an impeachment bill to be voted on?
Steve, I think I take everything that I do very, very seriously. I take the oath that I took to the Constitution very seriously. We have had hearings on the southern border. We have looked into the invasion that is taking place, the sex trafficking, the tens of thousands of children that have gone missing, and enough is enough. Every time I'm back home in Colorado, people are demanding that someone do something. They are tired of talking points. They are tired of messaging bills and the failure theater that comes out of Washington,
This is also
D.C.
independents, not just the people that voted
That's
for you.
absolutely correct.
You're saying it's broader than just the MAGA constituents, obviously.
People are ready for a change, and especially in Colorado, where We are now a border state. We're a sanctuary state because of our Democrat governor and the Democrat state legislature. And we're spending tens of millions of dollars to house illegal aliens. Fentanyl poisoning, number 2 in the nation, Colorado. For fentanyl poisoning. This is killing our children. And so yesterday I took action. I would love for committees to do the work, but I haven't seen the work be done on this particular subject. So I drafted my articles of impeachment in a way that I could bring them to the House floor under our House Rule 9 and force a vote on my articles of impeachment for Joe Biden.
Now let's talk about your articles of impeachment, because today we've got people, and we're deep into the investigations of the Bidens, the money laundering, the whether it's Ukraine or the Chinese Communist Party. Today, CNBC breaks that the industrial espionage is not just a steal intellectual property. The CCP is trying to replace our companies. You've got the dagger in the heart of Cuba, the military base. You have all this going on. Is your impeachment proposal deal with any of that?
No. So my articles of impeachment are strictly for the dereliction of duty by the president of the United States to secure our southern border and to execute faithfully our laws that we currently have on the books. They are willfully allowing an invasion to take place at our southern border. I want the southern border secure. I want it shut down. I want the sex trafficking to stop, the death of children to stop, the influx of fentanyl in our country to be put to an end. Right now, cartel, they are loving Joe Biden's presidency because they have full reign at our southern border. Now, Steve, you know I serve on the House Oversight Committee. We are investigating Hunter Biden and, more importantly, Joe Biden. But that investigation is still ongoing. We just received new documents that only the chairman has been able to view in a SCIF, more unclassified documents that are heavily redacted, so much that I'm being told you can't really tell what the documents are referring to. They're redacted so greatly. So there is still more that we are doing in that investigation. And if all of this comes out to be true, we can get the audio tapes that were redacted from the first FD 1023 and see this connection of the $5 million bribe, maybe $10 million bribe to the big guy, Joe Biden. Then that in itself qualifies for impeachment. But my articles of impeachment are for the southern border.
For ever since the afternoon of the 20th of January 2021, when his first executive orders were to lift all what Trump had done on the border, we have this show more than anybody. We've documented people from the Darien Gap. We've had reporters all over. It's without question that this was well thought through. That the Biden regime thought this through and exacerbated it. Yesterday, we had Dave Walsh on about Texas grid going down. There are 4 million new people in Texas. 80% of that is illegal aliens now in these colonies where they're running. How can any of your colleagues, if this is straightforward and doesn't get into all the other things on financial that we're getting into and needs investigation, how can your colleagues not support that? The evidence of that is quite clear. Is there any doubt in your mind on that?
The evidence is very clear. I've been to the southern border. I've seen it myself. Most of my colleagues have been to the southern border. They've certainly been there more than Kamala Harris, the border czar, and Joe Biden himself. So they've seen firsthand what is taking place and how this is willful negligence. They are purposefully opening up our southern border and allowing this influx of criminal migration into our country. And we're seeing high crime in our cities throughout our country because of it. This is something that we've been talking about for 2.5 years, but I'm done with talking. Let's actually do something about it. So I brought up my articles of impeachment to force a vote.
This forces a debate within the conference and then on the floor in front of the American people. This will force a debate on the sovereignty of our nation, the territorial integrity of the United States of America, the self-determination of the American people. Is that what you're looking for?
That is what I'm looking for. Now, Democrats are going to try to table this motion, and I need Republicans to stick with us and not vote with them. We have the majority. This does not have to be tabled. Just like last week, we saw Congresswoman Ana Paulina Luna's censure resolution be tabled. Republicans joined with Democrats to kill that. She's bringing it up this week again. She changed her language some, and we do expect that to pass. There's still a couple of Republicans who aren't in favor of censuring Adam Schiff for his sham impeachment that he knew was a lie. But if we have Republicans stick together, we can have that debate about the sovereignty of our nation and how important it is to shut the southern border down and secure it for our people.
How can any of your, when you're in conference, I heard it was a little heated this morning, how can any of your colleagues, seeing the evidence, I mean hard facts, dispute this? How can they vote? They said, we don't want to do this. We want to back the Democrats and table this motion. How could they
There's
do
a
that?
lot of excuses that are made. Some want the articles of impeachment to go through the committee process, and I'm all for that process, but it's not happening. And what I'm hearing is it's not happening because the votes aren't there to pass articles of impeachment out of committee by Republicans. And so this, I'm hoping, generates enthusiasm with the base to contact their members of Congress and say, we want something done while you have the majority. Joe Biden is destroying our country at every turn, every trip of a sandbag. He destroys our sovereignty and our integrity a little more. So I need everyone calling their members of Congress. We're going to be out of session here at the end of this week for a couple of weeks. And I want them to hear from you and say,
Okay.
we want articles of impeachment to come up.
This won't come up before you guys go on 4th of July, which will be this Friday, is when you take off in your
My vote will come up this week.
Okay, the number's 202-225-3121 is the main switchboard for the House. Grace and Captain Bannon, if you can get up all of the information we put out about individuals, make sure you go there right now. When they call, what is the message you want delivered?
If you have been to the southern border at all, or if you've seen anything on the news and you've seen the sex trafficking that is taking place, the human trafficking, the children who are unaccompanied, who are sent over in the hands of the cartel, you know that something needs to be done. Joe Biden has willfully neglected his oath of office to faithfully execute our nation's laws. He must be impeached for this high crime and misdemeanor of not faithfully executing his duty as president of the United States to keep our nation safe. So I need people to call their member of Congress. If Republicans kill this bill, these articles of impeachment this week, we will still continue to push to impeach Joe Biden.
Well, we will do that over the 4th of July holiday, but this week this is a call to action now. By the way, Eduardo Vistegay, the great actor and producer from EXO, is here for the entire second hour to talk about what topic? The trafficking of minors from Mexico through the southern border into the United States. It's the biggest industry in the world. It will shock you. That's the movie Sound of Freedom that premieres over the 4th of July weekend. Once again, this week, 202-225-3121 to support your bill or resolution, your resolution.
My resolution, my articles of impeachment that I am forcing a vote on this week in the House of Representatives.
And this is highly targeted. You're not getting into all the Biden crime family. You're saying
Correct.
very much he is commander in chief. He's the chief magistrate. He's the CEO of the United States government. And he is willfully.
Yes.
He's willfully had a thought through plan to initiate and exacerbate an invasion on the southern border, essentially.
Steve, that is exactly what is going on right now. This is intentional. Even Secretary Mayorkas, whom also should be impeached, he knows how to have operational security of our southern border, operational control of our southern border, and he is choosing not to.
The boldness of what you're doing is you're saying, hey, Mayorkas aside, Garland aside, I'm going to the head guy.
Yes.
We need to, and the Republicans need to show you've had enough hearings on the border. There's been enough photo ops down there on the border. Your point is very simple. It's an up or down vote. Let's get it out there. And if we need to debate it on the House floor, let's debate it on the House floor.
1 hour debate on the House floor.
And make the Democrats defend it.
Yes. And so if Republicans allow this to get to the debate, we will have 1 hour debate and then a straight up and down vote. It's time for action. And I am taking this straight to the top to the man who is currently housed at the White House. And he needs to be held accountable for the tragedies that are taking place in our nation because of his open border policies.
Does the whip, the conference chair, the majority leader, and the Speaker of the House support you in this endeavor?
I have not heard of support from leadership at this time. There was encouragement not to bring this up.
Why? Why?
You know, that's a frustrating thing that I experience a lot here in Washington, D.C. In the Republican Party, there's a lot of go along to get along, and we'll wait. We'll do it next time. We'll do it next Congress. I'm ready for action now. I have left my 4 boys and my grandson back in Colorado to serve the American people, and I'm not here to waste my time. I'm not here to waste their time. I'm here for action, and we have got to take control of our country.
This is coming up this week, 202-225-3121. The Congress has got to bounce. We're going to deal with this more in the next. Once more.
See, Diamond, this is what I was commenting in your chat this morning. It's like mass confusion.
Yep.
So now Marjorie Taylor Greene and Boebert are going to go at it. I mean, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
They have to stick together. This is where the Dems get us every time because they stick together. They don't budge.
Yep. It's sad because starting Friday, well, actually today is Friday. So starting today, they're off for, I believe, 2 weeks for the 4th of July.
Well,
and
I
then
sure
they
wish I
go,
had 2 weeks for vacation for the 4th of July.
Yep. And then they go off. I mean, they come back after 2 weeks off, I believe. They come back and then they're only there for another 3 weeks, I believe. And then they're taking the whole month of August until Labor Day.
What?
They'll be back after Labor Day. It's their summer vacation.
Do you guys see what we're paying for? We're paying for them to do nothing. I don't get that time off work like that and get paid for it. I would love to have that kind of time with my family.
You don't get months off.
No. Wow, that's sickening to me. I'm sorry.
So I agree with her. I'm like, you go for it. You force it in. You know, instead of, well, let's table it, and let's put it aside, and let's try to all get along. Bull.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Do what you were voted to do. Protect this country. You're there to represent the people. And
That's right.
I don't think it's just a Democrat-Republican issue. I think, a lot of people, a lot of people are fearful of what's going on down there on the border. It's sickening.
I agree, Diamond. I couldn't have said it better.
I gotta get back to my happy place.
Zen hum. It's
take
just
3 deep breaths.
in through your nose, out through your mouth.
No, it's
frustrating.
It's ridiculous, you know.
Again,
it really is.
Us little peons down here, you know, in the real world, we got to go to work. We got to follow the rules. They have no rules. They get all the time off they want. They can do whatever they want. Because you know what, Diamond? They're not working for us, the people.
No.
They're working for their own pocketbooks.
Yeah.
We're just funding their pocketbooks by us going to work every day.
Yep.
It's disgusting. It's got to change. Something's got to give here because something's ready to break.
Yep.
I think people are just done with all of it.
Well, what did we talk? Somebody posted in my thing, was either in my chat yesterday or that 2 children, were they like 7 and 5 or 9 and 7? I can't remember the ages. Crossed the border by themselves. No parents.
Yeah. Let's see. Slow Country said yesterday I made a 4-page post on Truth Social about what is going on, which I called Boomerang. And today a 2-page about what I think is possibly for 2024. Interesting. I'll have to go over and look at that, Slow Country.
It's too bad we can't travel to Washington and strong arm them. Tell them you're going to sit there and you're going to vote for it.
Well,
thank you, Cupcake Girl, 7 and 9. Thank you.
Look what happened last time people went to Washington to stand up for our country.
Yeah.
They're scattered throughout the country, still in prison, 900 days or whatever it's been.
Yes.
I mean, it's disgusting. So what does that do to the rest of us? It keeps us seated right at home.
Yeah. Isla E's asking Nikki, what are your thoughts on what Mountain Man said about Boebert?
You know, like I said in Diamond Lil's chat this morning, I'm in a state of confusion. I don't understand. I mean, I like what Lauren Boebert just had to say. I think action needs to be taken immediately. But Mountain Man was coming from a different perspective where Marjorie Taylor Greene was upset because she jumped like that because it wasn't time for that yet. Well, when is the time?
Yep. Yes.
You know, so I don't know who's right or wrong there, Isla E. I don't know. I'm confused. That's where I'm left, in a state of confusion with both of them.
Yep. And that's what they want. They want us confused. But like you said, Nikki, Lauren said that. She said, but you know, they want me to do that, and she goes, but I'm done. You know, I'm not gonna wait. I'm gonna do it now. I want action now.
Well, she's looking out for her people. That's what she's paid
Yes.
to do. She's paid to look out for Colorado, and that's what she wants to do.
Is that what she was voted in to do?
Yes.
Yes. Where are the rest of them?
You know, Marjorie Taylor Greene has been saying for months and months and months about the J6ers and this. Nothing happens.
No.
Nothing's moving.
Crickets.
So I don't know how much faith I have left in Marjorie Taylor Greene, because to me, and it's always been said to me by my mother, is actions speak louder than
words. Yes.
I'm
Yes,
done.
yes,
I'm
yes.
done with the lip flapping. Show me.
Yes. John Dunning says a one world order is one religion, one color, one bank, one culture, one ruler.
How am I supposed to change my color? God made me white. Now what?
And then he says, oh, and one gender.
Oh. Oh boy, guys. I don't know.
You're right. It's all in God's timing. Yes, it is.
I agree, Robert Clymer. Marjorie Taylor Greene is all talk. Until I start seeing some action from these people, they're all useless to me.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, Cupcake Girl says Colorado's getting hit hard with illegals. So are we. So are we here in Michigan. They're on every corner panhandling. It's disgusting.
Even way up here in Maine. I'm in southern Maine. You can see that the demographics have changed. You go into any grocery store and you can see it. You don't understand the language.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. Mike 1176 says, I heard, Nikki, that Marjorie Taylor Greene pulled up a vote for impeachment and Lauren Boebert didn't it jumped on me. Didn't participate in it, and then she draws up her own and pulls parts of Marjorie Taylor Greene's. Well, why can't they just come together?
Yeah, why don't they work together? Yes.
It doesn't make sense to me. Something doesn't smell right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Gina H says, we have illegals, but they don't panhandle. The government gives them everything. I've never seen an illegal homeless. Listen, I'm not saying that our government here in Michigan isn't giving them stuff. This is their extras. But what gets me is they're like, in Michigan, we have what you call, I'm sure you guys have heard Jeff talk about it. It's called a Michigan turn. So we have like islands in the middle of the road. So you have to, that's how you do your turnaround to go if you want to go west or east. And they'll sit there at the lights and those islands. And there's not a lot of room on these islands. Maybe you could fit across one island, maybe 4 camping chairs. And they got their kids out there and babies. I mean, if there's a car wreck and those children are sitting there, we all know what's going to happen. And the cops just drive by and leave them there and let them just go ahead and panhandle.
Yep. Well, and two, if you see these people, like I say, you see them at the grocery store and stuff. They're getting into brand spanking new cars.
Yep.
Now, how are they affording that?
Well, it gets me. Even years ago, Diamond, they would come over to our country, and they were getting money somehow, and they're all in Michigan. They all own the liquor stores. They own the gas stations. How are they getting money to do all this when you just came to our country?
Right.
It's just, anyways. All right. I got something else I want to play you guys. And you guys all know my daughter, is an athlete, huge softball player and going off to college to play. And so I always want to represent the kids so I thought this was a good thing and I want to play for you guys. Give me 1 second to pull it up. What are you having for dinner, Diamond?
We are foraging through leftovers tonight.
There you go. I like leftovers. All right, here we go.
Ball player Macy Petty gets scolded by AI after she asked ChatGPT to shorten a tweet that championed women in sports. And she got this response from AI, quote, "I understand you would like to highlight the importance of girls' sports being exclusively for girls. However, it's important to emphasize inclusivity and equity in sports rather than promoting exclusion based on gender." Petty fired back with her own response on Instagram.
Are you kidding me? AI is being weaponized into some sort of political tool used to hide the truth. I mean, come on, it is literally advocating for the destruction of all sex-based protections. We need more transparency when it comes to AI because there's a lot of people out there using these tools having no idea the strong biases are even there.
Outkick founder Clay Travis is here to react. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well. What do you think about this? Who's running AI?
This is just more, I think, symptomatic of the ridiculousness that applies here. I think, Ainsley, if you really break down one question that I would tell Republicans to focus on in 2024, because I think it crystallizes so much of this absurdity, it's this. Should women's athletics be made up of women's athletes, women, biological women? And if they can't answer, think about this, Ainsley. Every Democrat in the House refused to vote to support that statement. Every Democrat in the Senate refused to vote that statement. I believe Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is the only major national Democrat to say women's sports should be made up of women. And I think it's so important because it crystallizes in a way. People, are busy. They got kids that they're raising. They're running around. They're not necessarily following the every single day aspect of politics. But this is, I really believe, as the story is told, something that 80%, something that 90% really of Americans believe. And look, this is just patently absurd. And when you've got the rig game going like that, when you've got AI not allowing you to share information and telling you even beyond that, that your information isn't permissible or excludes, I think that is really scary because this is, again, just symptomatic of what we're going through in this nation. I think this crystallizes for so many people.
Clay, it's interesting. It's ironic because it's the anniversary of Title IX, which is supposed to protect women in sports and make it fair and make it equal. But this now ChatGPT is telling this athlete how to think, how to feel about a subject that means a lot to her.
And so much of sports is about trying to create an even playing field. I just came down had an awesome time in Cooperstown, New York, 12-year-old baseball tournament. My 12-year-old's still sleeping in the hotel right now. He and his friends, they had an amazing time. If somebody showed up with a 16-year-old to play in a 12-year-old baseball tournament, every single parent would say, this is ridiculous. The 16-year-old doesn't belong. And if somebody, let's take it outside of Little League athletics. If a heavyweight boxer decided that he wanted to be a flyweight and go from fighting as a 240-pounder against a 120-pound person, everybody would say, no, this isn't right. We create all sorts of rules to create evenness and competition. The fact that feminists, think about this for a minute. The fact that feminists have allowed a world to be created where someone like Leah Thomas can be a woman for a year and a half, and become a women's sports champion and a woman of the year. This doesn't happen, by the way, in the other direction. There is no woman who identifies as a man and suddenly ends up becoming the man of the year. Women, I think, are being taken advantage of here, and there need to be more women speaking out in favor of women's athletics because it is truly a right-wrong issue, and many are on the wrong side here.
Right, Clay. I like that shirt.
Bomb pops. We're ready for
like
July
it.
4th
Reminds me of the
early,
4th.
Ainsley.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right, go spend the day with your son.
I
Thank you
can't
for
wait. It's going to
joining
be
us.
fun.
This just infuriates me.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Miss Minder Sue, they do hate women. But you know what? Speaking to all the women out here, we got to fight back. We have to fight back. We cannot allow this to happen for our kids, our grandkids, granddaughters, daughters. We have to fight back.
Yeah. Why isn't the people that do that, why aren't they embarrassed?
It doesn't make sense to me, Diamond. Where's all the women's rights?
Hey, I won the women's collegiate swim team meet. You know, you think that, I don't know.
You know, it's hard for me to wrap my brain around this craziness.
Yeah.
It really is. It's
Yeah.
just bizarro world. I was gonna see if Slow Country, are you still in here? Bubba News, you want to come up? You guys, I also have a oh, wait a minute. Oh, I got a little snippet I want to play for you guys.
I like when you go, oh, wait a minute.
I got more pulled up than I thought, Diamond.
I know.
I want to play this little snippet from the White House floor today. I'm not going to play the whole thing, just the snippet of this news reporter.
Okay.
And the reaction. It's quite comical to me. These people are just might make you mad. It made me mad, but I'm going to play it. Here we go. I am sharing, right? Yep. Okay.
Green, thank you as always. Admiral, thank you. The House Ways and Means Committee yesterday released documents, their authenticity nowhere challenged. That included a July 2017 WhatsApp message sent by Hunter Biden to Henry Zhao, a Chinese Communist Party official, which stated in its entirety, and I quote, "I am sitting here with my father, and we would like to understand why the commitment made has not been fulfilled. Tell the director that I would like to resolve this now before it gets out of hand, and now means tonight. And Z, if I get a call or text from anyone involved in this other than you, Zhang, or the chairman, I will make certain that between the man sitting next to me and every person he knows, and my ability to forever hold a grudge, that you will regret not following my direction. I am sitting here waiting for the call with my father," unquote. So just a couple of questions about this. First, does this not undermine the president's claim during the 2020 campaign and the reaffirmations of that claim by his two press secretaries since then, that he never once discussed his son's overseas business dealings with him?
No, and I'm not going to comment further on this.
We're good.
I'm not. James, let me save you some. Let me save you some breath. If you're going to ask about this, I am not addressing. I know you do more than I'd like you to have. I am not going to address this issue from this podium. I'm just not going to do it.
All right.
I'm not going to do
Where
it.
was the president on the day?
Thank you. Thanks, guys. Have a great.
And why? And why will you not address it?
What a coward. He just picks up his toys and leaves the sandbox.
Yeah. Why won't you address it? It was a good question.
Hey, Lily J. Haven't seen you in a long time. Good to see you.
Hi, Lily J. DeCat, hello.
Hey, DeCat. Jersey Joe in the house. Well, the last thing I have to play is a Tucker Carlson, his 6th episode he put out on Twitter, but it is like 20 minutes. So do you guys want to chat for a little while? Do you guys want to hear Tucker? That's right, Hawk. You're right. Don't have time to be mad. Focus on God and Christ. Everything
Yeah.
else is falling into place.
Right.
Exposure to class and unity. It all adds up to true freedom. You're absolutely right, Hawk. Still makes me mad, though, that people just, why can't they just do what they're supposed to do? Do what they're paid for, paid to do. You're welcome, B. Mitch. Good to see you. My phone keeps screwing up my chat. It's weird. I don't know what's going on.
Mm.
I have to keep getting out of the stream and going back in. Do you guys want to hear Tucker Carlson? Have you guys already heard it?
I'll listen if you want, but let's see what chat wants. I haven't heard it, so.
Hey, Gambling Gary. Good to see you. Tennessee Red Runner. Oh, he says, Nikki B, it looks like the drip drip is starting to become a flood.
Yes. Hi, Michelle Books.
Hey, Michelle, where you been, girl? I haven't seen you in a long time either.
Yeah.
Oh, I hope your doggy's okay. Oh, there's another thing I heard on my local news today here in Michigan, that dogs are dropping dead. And the vets don't know why.
They're dropping dead?
Dying suddenly.
Could
And
it mean that people bought into getting them the doodle?
well, my vet sure offered it.
Yeah. They push it, don't they?
Uh-huh. And the flu vaccine. Like, I can't even take Hank and board him anywhere because I won't give him the flu vaccine or the C vaccine. So they won't even take him in the to board him. So he goes everywhere with me.
Camo Carl, that's a great point. The Navy, hence the Admiral, knew the sub imploded hours after it dived. They suppressed it to use as distraction for days, too, obviously. They're saying, I said on my show, they were saying that the Navy knew it imploded a couple of hours after it went down.
Diamond, I have to tell you, I don't know if I brought this up earlier when I was talking to you, but
yep.
As you were reading, I was typing, and you pulled up the Gateway Pundit. I was typing about they knew about the sub on Sunday and didn't put it out till Thursday. And then you're like, oh, Gateway Pundit. Yeah. I'm like, we did it again.
So it raises the question, Nikki, what were they trying to divert our attention from with this?
Hunter Biden.
Ah, there you go. Ding, ding, ding.
I mean, come on. They're saying that there was like 8 bolts on this thing, and it was being led with an Atari controller. I mean, what is it? What is going on with that? Something don't smell right with this whole thing. And why is everything gate? Why is it Watergate? And why is everything gate behind it? Do you know?
I don't. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ken. I told my vet to take that V and shove it where the sun don't shine. She ain't touching my dog with it.
Yeah.
Hey, Lone Wolf, good to see you. John Dunning, you want to come up, John? Well, nobody's telling me if they want me to play Tucker or not.
Marla did say I'm game, she said.
Oh, Marla's always game. She's so fun.
She is a lot of fun.
She said makes me hungry for Watergate salad. Yeah, Movita, good question. She says, why no pictures of people getting on the sub?
Yeah. Yeah, Tennessee Ridge Runner says, Nikki B, there were 17 volts on the sub. I had heard that too.
Oh, really? I heard 8. I don't know where I got that number from, but that's what I heard.
Yeah.
Okay. That's interesting. Camel Carl, I don't, oh. Camel Carl sent me this picture. It looks like a septic tank, and it says for 25,000 or 25,000 or 2,500. I'm sorry. I can take you to explore the bottom of the Ohio River to see the 1989 Buick Century departure in June 30th. Book now. That's basically what it is. What it was, I should say. Okay, I'll play it. All right, you guys, I'm going to play Tucker Carlson. This is, I believe, this is his 6th episode. I thought it was really good, so enjoy.
Okay.
I know Diamond wants to hear it too. Okay. Here we go. Let me make it bigger.
You hated more than Robert F. Kennedy Jr. You thought that title belonged to Donald Trump. Of course, it must. But go check the coverage. Trump got a gentle scalp massage by comparison when he announced. When Trump rolled out his presidential campaign in 2015, the New York Times waited until the 17th paragraph of the story to attack him. But as well known as he is, the paper said at the time, Trump is also widely disliked. And then they cited a poll to back it up. That was the attack on Trump. 8 years later, the Times attacked Bobby Kennedy in the very first sentence of the story. Quote, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the paper declared, announced a presidential campaign on Wednesday built on relitigating COVID-19 shutdowns and shaking Americans' faith in science. Shaking Americans' faith in science. Imagine if you were an ordinary New York Times subscriber reading that over coffee in your pre-war rent-controlled duplex on Columbus Avenue. You'd think Bobby Kennedy just declared war on the Enlightenment. My fellow Americans, I have come to shake your faith in science. Join me as I drag our nation back to the medieval period. You'd be appalled. CBS News viewers likely were appalled. In its coverage of Kennedy's announcement, CBS denounced the candidate's views as, quote, misleading and dangerous. The LA Times called him a threat to democracy. At the offices of National Public Radio in Washington, a full-blown Category 5 hysteria typhoon broke out. NPR devoted an entire segment to savaging Kennedy, not just as a candidate, but as a human being. NPR described him as someone who, for his own perverse reasons, has made, quote, debunked and false and misleading claims that undermine trust in vaccines, and who, in his spare time, provides moral support to crazed extremists who, quote, rally under the banner of what they call liberty or freedom. People magazine didn't even bother to report a single word of anything Kennedy said at his announcement, and instead wrote an entire story about how his relatives hate him. Kennedy's younger sister, Carrie, the magazine reported solemnly, does not approve of Bobby Jr.'s harmful views. His harmful views! Bobby Kennedy's thoughts alone are evil enough to hurt people. That's been the tone of the media coverage around Bobby Kennedy Jr. for the past 18 years, since July of 2005. That's the moment that Kennedy published a magazine article suggesting there might be a link between the rise in diagnosed autism cases and the ever-expanding schedule of mandatory childhood vaccines. The day that story was published, Kennedy's reporting was considered so solid that 2 outlets ran it simultaneously, Rolling Stone and Salon.com. Unfortunately, neither one of them understood what they were up against. The pharma lobby rolled out the most ferocious public relations campaign in memory, and both publications swiftly caved. Both pulled the story and then disavowed it, groveling as they did. No one in the national media bothered to explain why autism diagnoses had skyrocketed. If it wasn't the vaccines, and maybe it wasn't, then what was it? To this day, there has not been a convincing explanation. Instead, reporters just attack Bobby Kennedy. They've called him a lunatic and a Nazi. Instagram shut down his account. YouTube just last week pulled down a perfectly reasonable interview he did with Jordan Peterson, citing unspecified misinformation, and so on. Kennedy became the most censored famous person in the United States. At this point, most Americans have heard a lot more about Bobby Kennedy Jr. than they've heard from him. He doesn't get many offers to speak from big platforms. But last week, Joe Rogan gave him one. Here's some of what he said.
Why do 5 of my 7 kids have allergies? You know, and of course, we know why. Because aluminum adjuvants give you allergies. They're designed to make you, to create a hyperimmune response to foreign particles. And the last category is, the allergic diseases, peanut allergies, food allergies, eczema, which I never knew anybody with eczema when I was a kid. I never, asthma, I knew people with asthma, but it wasn't 1 in every 4 Black kids like it is today. So, all of those things. Now, we went from 6% of American having chronic disease. By 1986, we're starting to have the vaccines, and we got and 11.8% of kids now. So it's doubled.
Why do 5 of my 7 children have allergies? Now, we don't know the answer, of course, but it's an interesting question. In fact, it's an important question that deserves an adult answer, not that you should hold your breath waiting to get one. Bobby Kennedy asks a lot of questions like that. He notices things. Kennedy pays attention to the world around him, and he wonders why it's changing. He's an outdoorsman, a falconer, and a fly fisherman. He's interested in how nature works. He's curious. Not so long ago, these qualities were considered essential to the practice of science. All scientific discovery comes from observation, empiricism, patient watching. Without the willingness to put aside your pre-assumptions and assess with honesty the things you see and touch and smell, the changes taking place right in front of your face, you can't do science. You can't create art either, or journalism, or theology. You have to be willing to notice the obvious. And when they tell you you're not allowed to notice the obvious, you should be concerned. Imagine you were on a commercial airline flight. The plane is just leveled out at 37,000 feet. You're closing your eyes for a nap. And suddenly you smell smoke. And it's not your imagination. You can see it. It's starting to fill the cabin. All around you, people are hacking and choking. The guy in the next seat has a napkin pressed against his mouth, and he's mumbling what sounds like Psalm 23. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. So clearly the airplane is on fire. But almost unbelievably, no one has said a word about it. Not a single person is acknowledging this is happening. Everyone is silent. So in panic, you yell for the flight attendant. There's smoke in the cabin, you say, as if she hasn't noticed. But she stares at you with hard eyes. Shut up, racist, she replies. That's a dangerous Russian conspiracy theory. Stop spreading misinformation or I'll call TSA and have you arrested when we land. That sounds like a fever dream, but it's also pretty close to the experience of living in the United States at the moment. All around you, things seem to be fraying and getting worse. Your gut tells you there's something very bad going on, and all the evidence suggests that there is. But the people in charge won't acknowledge that. Everything's fine, they scream. Stop noticing. But wait, I don't remember this many kids having allergies or asthma or eczema or autism, or for that matter, body dysmorphia. And why so many suicides? What's going on here? Shut up, stop asking questions. That's their answer. But Bobby Kennedy won't stop asking, and that's why they hate him. As Kennedy spoke on the Rogan show, a reporter for Vice.com called Anna Merlin was watching. Merlin was so enraged by what she saw that she dashed off an article attacking Joe Rogan's employer for allowing the conversation to take place. Spotify has stopped even sort of trying to stem Joe Rogan's vaccine misinformation, read the headline. The piece never even described much of what Bobby Kennedy had actually said. Merlin dismissed the entire interview as, quote, a detailed survey of Kennedy's most dangerously incorrect views, a far too extensive list to outline in full. In other words, we here at Vice don't have time to describe all of Bobby Kennedy's lies, but trust us, they were lies. Then Merlin called Spotify to see if she could get the episode censored. Much to her profound frustration, Spotify refused to censor the episode and kept the interview on its website. So she spent the next several days ranting about all of this on Twitter. People were listening to the wrong things, and Anna Merlan was mad about it. So was Peter Hotez. Hotez is a pediatrician from Texas who became moderately famous on MSNBC during the COVID lockdowns as a Biden shill and a vaccine promoter. Hotez read Anna Merlan's piece and then huffily retweeted it. Effectively, why is Bobby Kennedy allowed to talk in public? And that gave Joe Rogan an idea. Why not have Peter Hotez debate Bobby Kennedy on his show? You claim he's wrong. Why don't you explain why he's wrong? That seemed fair. But Hotez wouldn't bite. So Rogan offered to give $100,000 to Hotez's favorite charity if he agreed to come on. Soon others made their own pledges and the pot swelled to over $1 million. But still, Peter Hotez wouldn't come. Instead, he scampered back to MSNBC, where one of the channel's oilier hosts assured him he was doing the right thing by dodging the debate. Arguing with Bobby Kennedy is morally equivalent to debating a Holocaust denier, the host said. No decent person would do that. And of course, Hotez agreed. Quote, 200,000 Americans needlessly perished because they believed the anti-vaccine disinformation and refused to take a COVID shot. So really, talking to Bobby Kennedy would be a lot like abetting murder. And Peter Hotez, MD, PhD, was not going to do that. But wait a second, you ask yourself. Let's think about those numbers. 200,000 people died because of vaccine disinformation from Bobby Kennedy and people like him? How do we know that? Is that really science? No, it's not science because we don't know that. We can't know that. There is no way to know that. Peter Hotez's claim is a political attack posing as science, and he specializes in those. Here he is on television during the so-called pandemic.
It's all about mask compliance. That's going to be absolutely critical because if you don't have masks, remember this virus aerosolizes. So even 6 feet is not enough. It can go 17, 18 feet, several meters. What we really have to do is have vaccine mandates in the schools. We should have a rule that anyone who walks into a school over the age of 12 has to be vaccinated. This is the nature of the anti-vaccine movement in this country. It's somehow married now to far right-wing extremism and white nationalist group. Anyone who's unvaccinated and has been lucky enough to escape COVID, your luck is about to run out. And I call it anti-science aggression coming from Senator Rand Paul, Senator Johnson, members of the House of Representatives, in addition to those two senators, are killers.
It's all about mask compliance. We must have vaccine mandates for children. Take the vax or you will die. Anyone who disagrees with me.
Hey, you guys, that guy that was talking, that supposedly doctor that was talking, I seen an interview with him talking about how he takes his daughter to McDonald's all the time. And they were asking, I think it was Joe Rogan. And he was like, oh, do you exercise? He goes, no, I don't exercise. But you're going to tell us to go out and take that?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wanted to say that. Here we go.
Okay.
Is a white nationalist and a killer and probably an agent of Putin. Do we say probably? Let's revise that. Certainly an agent of Putin. Again, here is Dr. Peter Hotez.
We're starting to see now those same anti-vaccine messages that's coming out of the U.S. And now we're finding it in Africa and Latin America. And remember, what the other reason we're seeing this is the Putin government has, this has been reported by U.S. and British intelligence, has been piling on with this whole systematic program of what's being called weaponized health communications, trying to destabilize democracies with anti-vaccine, anti-science messages and targeting.
So according to British and U.S. intelligence, anyone who disagrees with Dr. Peter Hotez is a disloyal American working to destabilize our democracy on behalf of Vladimir Putin. Now, by comparison, never in his life has Bobby Kennedy Jr. said anything half that demented. But keep in mind, Peter Hotez claims to have a valid medical license. He is allowed to treat patients. After a while, even MSNBC viewers were going to have some questions about a guy who talks like that, and apparently some of them did. As the lockdowns wore on, the population started to notice that many of the core claims the TV doctors were making were untrue. You'd only need one shot. If you got the shot, you would never get sick. You would never pass the virus to others, and so on. They said these things, as you know, again and again. Ultimately, they were proven wrong, but they never admitted it. They just attacked the people who noticed. Here's Dr. Peter Hotez calling for the Biden administration to arrest anyone who questions the COVID vaccine.
The Biden administration has to realize that anti-science is a killer. Disinformation. It's not even just disinformation. This is an anti-science empire right now, and we need Homeland Security. We need the Justice Department. We've really got to figure this out. And the Health and Human Services will not be able to figure this out on their own.
It's not a medical problem. It's a law enforcement problem. They've doubted me. Arrest them. It's a horrifying outburst if you think about it. If you were on tape saying something like that, you would be deeply ashamed. But Peter Hotez is not ashamed. He's become even more grandiose. Hotez has written a self-congratulatory new book called The Deadly Rise of Anti-Science, a scientist's warning, as if you were a scientist. Here's how Hotez describes himself in the book's promotional literature. Quote, during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic, one renowned scientist in his famous bow tie, appearing daily on major news networks such as MSNBC, NPR, and BBC, and others, Dr. Peter J. Hotez often went without sleep, working around the clock to develop a nonprofit COVID-19 vaccine and to keep the public informed. During that time, he was one of the most trusted voices on the pandemic and was even nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize for his selfless work. He also became one of the main targets of anti-science rhetoric that gained traction through conservative news media. End quote, though we could go on. So here you have a renowned scientist, selfless, trusted, going without sleep, self-denying, persecuted by extremists for daring to tell the truth. The Albert Schweitzer of cable news. That's Dr. Peter J. Hotez. The fact that a partisan buffoon like Peter Hotez can describe himself this way with a straight face and the backing of a publisher makes you despair for the country's future. But don't despair. There is hope. Hotez will never debate Bobby Kennedy Jr., but it doesn't matter. Kennedy has already won. He's more honest than Dr. Peter Hotez, and that's obvious to anyone who's paying attention. A new Economist poll shows that Kennedy is more popular and far less hated than either major party frontrunner. After almost 20 years of being silenced, Bobby Kennedy Jr. is being heard, and why wouldn't he be? Kennedy's theories about vaccines may be right, they may be partially right, they could be even utterly wrong. No one's proved it either way. But what we can say with certainty is that America's medical establishment has beclowned itself for all time. Its official positions on vaccines, psychiatric drugs, puberty blockers, reassignment surgeries, a long list of other politically fashionable priorities have no connection whatsoever to legitimate science. It's all effectively witchcraft. At the annual meeting of the American Medical Association in Chicago last week, for example, delegates issued a statement attacking the body mass index as a tool of, quote, racist exclusion, which has caused historical harm. Next year, they will denounce thermometers and stethoscopes. They're insane. Compared to them, Bobby Kennedy is a mainstream figure, and people understand that. That's why he's winning. And you know he's winning by how his critics are doing. So just 4 years ago, Anna Merlin was regarded as an important expert on conspiracy theories and misinformation. She'd written a book on the topic. Here she is talking about it.
I've always thought that in the case of conspiracy peddlers, it's not necessarily a super profitable enterprise to ask whether they really believe it or not, because I don't know what's in their hearts. I don't know what's in their minds. All I know is what they spend their time doing, which is promoting conspiracy theories. In the case of ordinary people, conspiracy consumers, and most Americans are, to some degree, consumers of conspiracy theories. All the studies that we have show that like 1 in 3 Americans believe in some conspiracy theory to some extent. For the people in the very sort of deep end of the conspiracy pool, people who are consuming a lot of conspiracy content, I think it's really important to look at the way it helps them make sense of the world and make sense of our political moment and make sense of a lot of times like what's happening in their own lives.
All the studies that we have show that like 1 in 3 Americans believe in some conspiracy theory. Huh? You'll notice the upspeak, the rising inflection at the end of the sentence. That's a familiar tick in Brooklyn. It's designed to turn a declarative sentence into a question and thereby belittle the listener. Do you follow me? Is this too complicated for you? So the lady in the nose ring wants you to know she's smart, but she's not. When Merlin recorded that interview, Vice, where she now works, was valued at more than $5 billion. Genius investors like James Murdoch were showering the company with money. Everyone wanted in on the future of media, which was uptalkers like Anna Merlin lecturing you about racism and misinformation. But that has changed. Last month, Vice filed for bankruptcy. Anna Merlan is still on Twitter screeching about how her critics are transphobic, but nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear from Anna Merlan anymore. The gatekeepers are transparently ridiculous. Everyone can see that. People have started to notice.
Young here, people say the news is full of lies. In Kennedy's motorcade.
239 people cell death of Jeffrey Epstein.
Hey, it's Tucker Carlson. There's never
Sorry about that, Diamond.
Yeah, no problem. He once again, it was really well put together.
I love Tucker.
Yeah, I like him too.
His laugh, his just the way he puts things. He's just spot on. He's spot on.
He makes it easy for you to understand what he's talking about. Yeah.
He talks in layman's terms for us peeps.
Yeah. He does.
Oh boy. Let's see. What's Tubla saying here? 40 years ago, a doctor told my mom she would need to be on oxygen the rest of her life. When they came to the house to deliver a tank, my dad refused it. And your mom's still here, Tubla, I'm assuming? I interrupted because that doctor on Joe Rogan, I just couldn't, like Joe Rogan was asking him all kinds of questions about his health and his activities a day. And it's no doctor I'd want in my life. I can tell you that.
Right.
You know, I told a story in the past about my brother who was on diabetes medications, 2 of them. And he lost all this weight and he works out all the time and he wants to get himself off the medication, off one of them at least. And he went back to the doctor and his progress was great. And she wouldn't take him off it. So he said, well, I'm going to take myself off it. I don't want it anymore. You know, it's his body, his choice, right?
Yeah.
2 weeks later, he got a letter in the mail that his doctor was letting him go. She didn't want to see him any longer.
Isn't that nice?
Because he did what you're supposed to do.
Yes. She losing money, see? Not prescribing those drugs.
Spoke volumes, right?
Yeah.
It spoke volumes. I said all she cares about is the bottom line, and not about her patient's health.
Kicking Bird, hi.
Good to see you, Kicking Bird.
Nikki Tubla 1 says she's 91 and never been on O2.
Oh, God bless her, Tubla.
Yeah. Good
You're
for
so
her.
lucky to still have your mom.
Yep. Good for her.
Oh, Cheshire says, Nikki, I would have titled your show, Are They Ready for What's Coming? Instead of Are You Ready for What's Coming?
They're not going to know what's coming. They have no idea what's coming for them. Their egos and everything else is in the way. Ego and what's the bravado or whatever you want to call it.
Camel Carl, 100%. When a medical system is designed to profit and not heal, for empathy, patients become funding. Absolutely. Yeah. We're looked at as dollar signs.
Yes.
Oh. Anybody want to come up and join me and Diamond for a few minutes? You're more than welcome. Because that's all I got. We can chit chat though.
I only had the one thing. Mickey, Ashley Babbitt's mom, I know I said on my show, but she was arrested a few weeks ago for simple assault on one of the antagonists there.
Yeah.
Went to court yesterday and all charges were dropped.
Well, they should have never happened.
I know. But it's a win for the good guys. Let's put it that way. And in DC too, by the way.
Yeah. Not what it seems. I'm not going to repeat because I don't want to get a medical thing up here. But what you're talking about there, I got myself off all that too. And it's probably been, well, since 2020. So 3 years, going on 3 years. And I feel great. I feel better than I ever have.
Yeah.
So
Marla's still working, so she can't come up.
yeah, Marla, we got these things at my work called summer hours on Friday.
Yeah.
So I got off at 2 today.
That's good.
Yeah, I love it. It goes from Labor Day or Memorial Day to Labor Day. Little something, something.
Yep.
I don't get a whole month
No.
like our government does, but
Right.
I'll take what I can get.
They get 2 weeks, and then 3 weeks they work, and then they get a month off. And then what do they get at Christmas time? They take almost the whole month of after I think after Thanksgiving. They take all that time off till after the first of the year.
They get more vacation time and they do nothing while they're there anyways, Diamond.
Yep. Hi, Mountain Man.
Hey, Mountain Man. I'm going to drop the link if anybody wants to join us for a little bit. I'm not going to stay up much longer, but if you've never been up before, just please show me your face first. And then I'm probably going to end it. Are you getting hungry, Diamond?
I am, but I can hold out till the end of your show, Nikki.
Yeah, okay. I'll probably end it here 15, 20 minutes. If nobody comes up, we can end sooner.
Melinda Ritchie says the Krispy Kreme Chris Christie got booed in North Carolina.
Krispy Kreme.
Well, my sugar level this morning was 133. 133.
One day, Twinkle Eyes, when we can talk openly on here without getting in trouble for everything we say, I'll tell you my story. And you wouldn't even believe it when I tell you that I would even take myself off this stuff, but I did it anyways to see what would happen. I rolled the dice like I normally do.
Yeah.
And, Decan, I thought you left.
I did.
Hi.
I came back. I just wanted to correct the statement I made in post to y'all.
Okay.
At the beginning of this sub-adventure, I made a post. I thought it was on your channel, but it happened to be on 10's when I went back and checked. The Navy monitors things through sonar actively, real time. They knew when this event happened.
Yep.
And I wanted to share that information with people. I put it out that night. Talking in a roundabout way, but when I said sonars were active, they've known this since it happened. At the moment it happened. And I come from that background in architecture, so I fully understand it. I just, in all honesty and disclosure, I wanted to make plain that I confused what show I put that out on, and I may have shared it on Mountain Man also. Just try to inform people that everything is not as it seems or appears.
Mm-hmm.
And we all know that.
Right.
Yep. Well, thank you. That's good. Nice of you to do that.
I didn't want to be misleading to people or cause a dishonesty. It was a misspoken statement, and I wanted to clarify that.
Well, thank you for correcting that.
Yeah.
In full honesty. And thank you for the notifications and the feedback, Nikki and Lil. I love y'all dearly. I've been reading it and they warm my heart.
Aw. You guys are all very, very special to us.
Well,
We're
y'all
all
to
in this
me.
together.
Y'all are to me also. So I just wanted to, I was pleased to find you on this afternoon. I come in, we're having thunderstorms here right now, and I had been out in the garden, and I come in, found you,
Yeah.
and threw a couple things out in the post, and then I realized you better check yourself on that. I'm not sure. So I went back and I did, and I just wanted to say that in all honesty.
Honesty is always the best policy, DeCat, right?
Yes. Yeah. Thank you
It
for
is.
doing that, though. Yeah.
It is. And, you know, sometimes when you're involved in multiple chats, it's hard to recall what you said to whom. So I went back and myself, and it was on another channel, but
That's okay.
basically, well, I would like to keep the integrity of the community and not discredit myself or anybody else in any way. If you can understand that.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes. Yes. You don't know how many times I've had to I'm not going to say apologize for, but I would say correct myself. That's what I was looking for. See, I can't even find the words, DeCat. It's correct myself. I've had to correct myself a lot. So
You know, we all misspeak sometimes.
Yes. And when we self-check and reevaluate and take inventory of ourselves and try and be as upfront as we can be, that's all we can do.
Yep.
So I just wanted to come back and clarify that. And,
thank you.
you know, I share as much information as I possibly can without getting into trouble zones.
Yeah.
If
yes,
you understand.
we know of the trouble zones.
Yeah. And mine, you know, because of my background and what I have previously done, it's pretty important that I be straight up.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to see your face. I now put a face to the post
name.
here.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you might recognize me, and I heard Nikki say you're not coming up if I can't see your face. So
Well, if you've never been on my panel before, I just wanted to, you know, you didn't have to bring your face up. I would have left you back there if you wanted to shut your camera off. I just want to see you before you come up.
I had been here before. I'm pretty sure.
No, not on my panel. But I will tell you,
really?
we've had people come up with pornography and stuff.
Yeah.
So
they came up and they were let up, and when they turned their camera on, it was something disgusting.
Yeah.
You know.
I fully understand.
Hi. Hi, DeCat. Hi, Diamond. Hi, Nikki.
Hey, how are you? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I saw B-Dog put in the comments a list of everything that covering up the sub-op was distracting from. I don't have it in front of me, but just about everything that's going on, there is a lot going on. Here he goes. Keep eyes off of Joe, Hunter, censor, impeachment, Durham.
Yep.
So their time's run out on all those things.
Yep.
Yep.
So true.
But I tell you, like the cat was saying, you know, you got to be careful about what you say, and it's hard to remember which chats you put things in, or when you discuss stuff. Last night I was on the phone with Red for, gosh, I don't know, almost an hour before I went live. And so it's kind of hard for me to remember. Wait a minute, did I talk with Red about that, or did I say it in my broadcast? I can't remember. but and he said, "Oh, I'm gonna edit this and put it up." Interview with Mountain Man. I said, "Okay." I didn't really remember that he records our conversation sometimes, so I might have said some colorful language if he does put it up.
Some dirty words.
Wordy dirds, yeah.
Wordy dirds. There you go.
Yeah. So anyway, I remember when I did a live stream about Kevin McCarthy getting approved, voting for Kevin McCarthy. And I was really down on Matt Gaetz, the way he was behaving.
Yeah.
And I felt bad later, since we're talking about, saying or posting things that you got to kind of, put a check on yourself. And I mentioned last night, what I noticed during that McCarthy vote, that Lauren Boebert and Matt Gaetz were sitting all cozy and stuff. And this is before her divorce now. And Marjorie Taylor Greene was all the way over on the other side of the floor. And we know that she was on the phone with Mr. T, because we saw the phone screen when she was trying to get a rhino to do something with the vote. She was handing him phone and it said T on it. So anyway, but that's when I was down on Gaetz, because I had a picture of him doing that Masonic handshake where he takes his finger and presses it into somebody's wrist and that kind of stuff. And he was really, we don't know how much of it is an act, but I'm a little leery of Lauren.
See,
I'm leery of her.
man, it's funny you say that, because I'm a little leery about Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Well, if there's something to be leery about with her, Mr. T knows about it, because he's talking directly to her, especially during that getting McCarthy in.
Well, here's where we're coming. Well, I'm going to speak for Diamond too, because we just had this conversation before you came over. Is why is Marjorie Taylor Greene keeps saying she's going to impeach, she's going to help the J6er, she's going to do this. She doesn't do nothing.
She's one out of 400 and how many?
Okay, but at least Lauren Boebert stepped up and said, "This is what I'm doing."
Lauren Boebert. Did you ever take a cake out of the oven before it's finished?
Yes.
What happens?
It's raw and you put it back in.
It collapses. So Lauren Boebert's trying to take the cake out of the oven. Everybody is in place and with a spotlight on them. There is no way that they will impeach Joe Biden right now. It's no way. There's not enough political pressure. There's not enough people that know what we know. We assume the whole world knows what we know. The average Joe Blow and Jane Blow from Kokomo doesn't know what's going on.
Okay, but can we come from this perspective of it? She's looking out for exactly what she was hired to do, her people in Colorado. She's looking out for her state.
I understand all that. That's great flag waving stuff. But like I said, if it went to the Senate next week, 2 weeks from now, they would kick. First of all, the Senate freezes. It cannot conduct any business until the impeachment's taken care of. What kind of hard evidence does she have? She's talking strictly about the border. She's not talking about human trafficking that's going to be shown. The text messages that are being released directly to Chinese operatives by Hunter. All this hard evidence is being laid out before the American people, and she comes in, takes Marjorie Taylor Greene's paperwork, modifies it, and jumps the gun. No, I don't like that. And I'll tell you something else. She got divorced, right? Right after she gets divorced or files for divorce, somebody was getting along in that relationship or whatever. She was getting along with somebody because she's pregnant now. And I'll tell you what, usually people get like that. They get married, then you go, oh, they're pregnant. Not they're divorced. Oh, they're pregnant. Something's backwards there. And if that kid comes looking out looking like Eddie Munster or a little Matt Gaetz, I'm going to really have my antennas up.
Well, I'll tell you what'll change them all into voting for his impeachment would to be to ship all those people that are pouring in the border off to their houses and let them house them, all 400 and some odd of them, and then plus the 100 over in the Senate. Let them put them up. Let's see them vote after that.
Well, that's kind of stuff we can talk about, but we can do it. We can do it. We're just live streaming. I mean, we don't have the power to do that. The process is what it is. They got to go before the Senate. They have a 2/3 vote, and there's no way we got it right now. They're baking the cake. They're putting Durham up with hard. While this sub drama was going on, and James Cameron said it. He said, I'm sorry that people had to put up with a charade. That's what he called it, a charade. So while that's happening, Durham is saying people need to be held accountable. Then he said, this republic can't survive this system. He's saying very important things and very important signals. And he also did not say this was the end of his investigation. So people can say it's taken too long all they want, but they've had 100 years to get entrenched like a cancer, and they've got a lot of power. They KILL people. They bribe people. They threaten people. They're very well entrenched, and it ain't going to change overnight. Or you and me banging pots and pans, or Lauren Boebert jumping up and down saying, we're going to impeach Joe Biden. Okay, well, she has to know in her brain that this is screwing things up. She's jumping the gun. But I think she got a little bit of a woodshed because she came out and focused on what we're supposed to be focusing on, which was Adam Schiff. She made a public statement, got to focus away from Joe Biden, which is not where we got him where we want him. Okay. We got to get the goods on these people and not be jumping the gun and pulling out the cake half baked, or her riding off on her little pony, while everybody else is trying to do things in an orchestrated manner, sticking together like the Democrats do.
That's what I said earlier. They need to stick together. The Republicans do. I totally agree with that. I mean, that's why the Democrats get where they're at, because they all stick together. But my point is, though, Mountain Man, is you say, okay, we all know what's going on, but the people out there in the world doesn't know what's going on. But those people that don't know what's going on in Colorado sure know that their border's being invaded.
Yeah, well, Lyndon LaRouche knew what was going on and ran for president and said he's going to do this and do that, and he ended up dropping dead in jail. Okay, there's a time for things. You got to have people behind you. You got to have things in place. You got to have proof. She goes up, says he's not handling the border right. Well, that is perfect cover for the Senate to say we don't have enough evidence. We got Mayorkas. You haven't even impeached him yet. The Senate has
evidence of all these illegals across the border. There's plenty of evidence.
You know, that is our priority. Okay, that doesn't mean the whole world is jumping up and down what we're jumping up and down over with.
Oh, I don't know. I was telling earlier, they're in our streets here in Michigan, panhandling with children.
Oh, yeah, well,
everywhere.
We got a lot more to go through, and things are going to get worse. It's like I was telling Red the other night, because he was talking about the second coming, and I said, wait a minute, God is not going to trigger the second coming because America is paying more for gas and their mortgage rates are too high or whatever our gripe is compared to the rest of the world walking around barefoot and starving to death. We got a long way to go. And I'm leery. After I did that broadcast when I was really upset with Matt Gaetz, the next time I did a broadcast, I said, well, I apologize to people who like Matt Gaetz. I'm just leery of him over the Masonic handshake. I'm leery of him over having that 16-year-old boy in his house, all that hubbub that started where all kind of stuff was flying around, and he's behaving in a cozy way with a married woman. That's the way I felt about it when Lauren Boebert was there. Okay, now here we are. Lauren Boebert is coming in. It's a chalkboard. The professor's up there writing and teaching America. Adam Schiff is a flipping liar. The next line. John Durham says this republic can't survive. And then Lauren Boebert comes up and grabs the chalk and starts scribbling what she wants to on the board. That's exactly what it was like. And then I said to myself, oh, what if that kid comes out looking like Matt Gaetz? People are funny, people are weird, people do dumb things. And hey, I don't know what kind of wedding she had, how long she was married, what kind of husband she has. Maybe she went to Vegas and did one of those Elvis weddings. I don't know. But did they take the vows, better or worse, sickness and health, till death do us part? Apparently not, because she's away from him and she's got a bun in the oven. And that means somebody was playing Chef Boyardee.
Well, wait a minute. Are you saying Lauren Boebert's pregnant?
She's pregnant.
The chat's saying it's not her, it's her son. Her son got a girl pregnant, and that Luna, Representative Luna, is 7 months pregnant.
Representative Luna's pregnant, but I also heard Lauren Boebert was also. And I could be wrong. But I think her and Matt Gaetz are awful close.
Isn't Lauren Boebert like in her 50s?
Huh?
Isn't Lauren Boebert like in her 50s?
I don't know, but I tell you what, if I was her husband, after she was sitting next to Matt Gaetz practically in his lap during the McCarthy vote, when she came home, she'd have heard something from me.
Oh, she's only 36. She could be pregnant. Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I could be. I just read body language, and if that was my wife,
no, it wasn't a good look. I get that, but it's not a good look for a married woman to be sitting on any man's lap.
Who put her up to who put her up to filing impeachment early before the rest of the Republicans got their in one bucket? And when we still got human trafficking to talk about, we still got the bribes. She said my impeachment is about the bribes, it's about the border. And then you get 30% of the population really strong about the border going, yeah, do it. But you got 70% that's not. And that ain't going to get a president impeached. So why do it? Why do it? Yeah, fine. I'll send her a box of chocolates. Thank you for being such a firebrand. But she's definitely not following orders and definitely not marching with the band.
Okay.
I like her, and I like Marjorie Taylor Greene too. And sometimes I like Matt Gaetz, sometimes I don't. He just gives me the willies, gives me the creeps.
Okay, well, you know what? I think, Diamond, we actually circled fully back to where I started, in a state of confusion. That's where they have us, in a state of confusion.
Well, we have Craig DeHunter's trying to clear it up. He says it wasn't him.
Oh, that impregnated Boebert? Okay, Craig, you're off the hook.
Well, I didn't want to bring that up, Craig, but I got my sources.
Kentucky
Jody Terry, I'm sorry. Stay, Jody. We'll change the subject.
Kentucky Patriots Semper.
Well, y'all have a good evening. Now I'm gonna go take care of some stuff. And thank you for having me on.
Okay, Mount Man. Talk to you soon.
All right. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I'd like to share something from my heart.
Sure.
We have all this trouble at our southern border. There's a tremendous amount of patriots from our northern border who are stuck right now. They can't come here freely. They want to get out of where they're at. And it's such a travesty.
Yeah.
They'd love to come here and enjoy our freedom because they're like-minded to us. But they can't. But the southern border is wide open. Why is that?
Right.
I mean, I personally know people that came down from Canada and are having troubles here trying to re-enter Canada now, just on doing tours and different things. And it's unbelievable. But yet you can cross freely from the southern border.
When I was growing up here in Michigan, we go to Canada all the time because I'm right here by the border. Yeah. And so, all we had to do was state our citizenship. We had to say US, US. The whole car full of girls would say US, and we're going off to Canada to go to the bars, right? Because you could drink at 19 in Canada. You have to be 21 in here in Michigan.
Right.
So that was always our go-to thing to do. And now, I mean, I need a passport to get across.
Absolutely. That's in so many words I'm trying to say. And for those people from Canada that would love to come here,
right,
they are stuck on their side of the border, suffering injustice and travesties that are not even on the level of what we're experiencing. So it's really sad.
So why can't we move freely in our country, but illegal aliens can?
Yeah.
Make it make sense to me, DeCat. Make it make sense.
I cannot. And those people, you know, they would want to leave Canada, a lot of them, to enjoy the freedoms that we enjoy. And they basically live like our Constitution is written, but they don't enjoy those freedoms anymore, and they are just being hammered to death. But yet they can't come here and seek asylum.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. So in your thoughts and time, pray for those people, because they're suffering a lot more than we are.
That's for sure. You're absolutely right. Diamond, what were you going to say, honey? I'm sorry.
I've got to go, ladies. I'm not sure the status thing, and my granddaughter's got a recital tonight, a dance recital. So I got to go prep and get ready for things.
Enjoy the recital. Enjoy these times. They're so precious.
Have a great
I try
night.
to be part of the life.
Yeah. You go be a good granddaddy.
All righty.
Thanks for
Love
coming
y'all.
up to Cat. Love you too.
All right. Bye.
Bye. I'm sorry. Let's try again, Diamond. What were you going to say?
I was just going to read Kentucky Patriot Semper Fi is here. Hello.
Hey, Kentucky.
Yeah, remember, 17 said there would be misinformation from both sides. Think logically, patriots. God bless America. Hoorah.
Hoorah. God bless America.
Jody Terry was leaving. She didn't like hearing that crap. What was the crap she didn't like? What people were saying?
I think it was Mountain Man.
Ah, okay.
I asked her not to leave, but that's okay if she left.
Yeah.
We all have free will.
Yeah, exactly. Her choice.
But I love you, Jody Terry. So does Hank. Belly rubs. Craig, you want to come up? Brunson Brothers case was heard. Oh, Mike Mazdo. Do you know what happened? Craig's back, by the way. He had a phone call. It was probably a very important phone call.
I bet it was from Haynes.
Probably was.
Yep,
Did you get
they're
your
giving
deal,
him
Craig?
a contract. Yep.
You can turn your camera off, Craig. I'm a mess, though, so no, I'm not going to be waving today. Sorry, Kush.
Craig, see? I'm a mess, too.
I am a mess. Got a bun on top of my head.
Yeah, I don't think it's Boebert. I think they said Boebert's son got a girlfriend pregnant.
You know, Mountain Man might be mistaken on that, but we'll find out. Here you go,
Yeah,
Craig.
we got a lot of people in there that were saying it wasn't her, so
Yeah.
we'll see.
Here you go, Craig. I dropped it for you.
We'll see. Oh, they canceled your deal.
They canceled my deal, skid mark clause. Oh, your device isn't connected, Marla. Try again. Jump down and try again. It says not connected. I can't bring you up.
Cheshire says, Cheshire's Insight. This is something to think about. What was coming out before the sub incident, the pipe in Rusky was being talked about, and now poof. Speaking
she
of poof,
is. Hey, Craig.
speaking of
Hey,
poof,
Marla.
here's Craig.
Hey, Marla. Hey,
Hey,
Diamond. Hey,
Lipsla.
Nikki.
Hey, Craig.
How are y'all? Oh,
Tennessee Ridge Runner said, "I'm not a mess. I'm just hot and sexy."
he is. He is.
Uh-huh.
Yes, he is.
He's a sexy. Mm-hmm.
Hi, Marla.
She keeps bouncing down.
What is her problem?
Can you hear me?
Marla, what are you doing?
Hello?
Marla, do you have ants in your pants?
Marla, your volume's really low. Let me see if I can turn you up. Let me turn you up.
Laughs a lot says the Brunson brothers case decision will be Monday. Details will be discussed on Denise Boland channel next week.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
See? Keep waiting. Now we got to wait till next week.
Nikki.
Hurry up and wait, guys. Just hurry up and wait. Oh, Durham's on the floor. Nothing burger.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yay!
But it's low.
It's low?
Is it low for you guys?
Yeah, it's a little low.
I turned her all the way up. I don't know what else to do.
Marla, are you in a tunnel? Do you need saving?
Are you in China?
Let me get back out. I'll try. I can't even get in. I can't turn my camera on either. I don't know what's going on.
It sounds like she's on the other side of the room.
It says device not connected, Marla. That's why. I don't know what she's doing.
That is funny.
What's up, Craig?
Nikki, no matter what, I still believe.
I
How
still
could
believe
all
too.
this craziness be going on? And I mean, when people are starting to wake up, but come on, folks. What's taking so damn long?
Right.
Yeah. I still believe, Nick.
I do too. I'm
Me
just
too.
saying though, it's getting, I'm sorry, Diamond. It's getting frustrating though, because it's like, I think Lauren Boebert was doing what she needed to do for her state. And I commend her for that.
At least somebody's doing something, huh? Hey,
Right.
we see ya.
Can you hear me?
Not really.
It's weird. Why is it so low?
I don't. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, you're going to have to put that right next to you,
I have to
Marla.
put this in my face.
That's it. You're just going to be a talking microphone for the
Sorry, I don't know what's going on. This is crazy.
It's the internet. It does this stuff. It's
It is the internet, you think?
Do you need new batteries in your microphone?
Nope, no batteries. Mm-mm.
Is it plugged in?
It is. Hold on.
Look, she had a check.
Yeah. See?
It is.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's good. But yeah, Nikki, I really do. I don't know if we'll ever know anything. I don't know if they'll ever let everybody know. Because pretty much a lot of people already know. And even if they don't know, they really suspect it when they look at government and all the shady stuff and all the things. And,
I'm just ready. I mean, we've been saying this for almost 3 years now. Just show me something. I'm sick and tired. Actions speak louder than words. Give us something. Show us something.
You're right.
I'm just done.
Tennessee Ridge Runner says Diamond Will. For those losing faith, I have 3 words. God has this.
I agree 100%.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm not losing faith. I'm just getting aggravated.
It's
Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert going at it on the floor, screaming at each other, calling each other names. What is this crap? Are we on a playground?
Pretty much.
I mean, my kids act better than that.
They act like a bunch of high schoolers.
Exactly.
So
And maybe that's what they got to see. And they got to see McCarthy and all them doing the shame, 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 all that crap. It's just like, if you haven't lost trust in your government yet, I don't know what.
Right?
I don't trust anyone in the government. No.
So.
But I don't think Boebert is pregnant. I think Mountain Man's got that confused with some other, with other people. I know that Boebert's son, she's a grandmother now, and there's another lady I think
Luna.
Anna Luna. Is
Yeah.
that right? Anna Luna something another from Florida. She's pregnant now for sure. I saw her on an interview with Steve Bannon.
Yeah.
If anything, that if I watch the news, I watch Steve Bannon. He's got he you can pretty much whatever he says, it's pretty much the truth.
Oh, go check out. I don't know if y'all like her or not, but she's wide awake and she knows all about Hollywood and the stuff that they do. Roseanne Barr.
Oh yeah, I've been watching her.
Oh, it's incredible.
I know. She's
She
awesome.
lives in Texas now.
Yeah.
Judge
Awesome.
Sire, who's waking
excited
up
for
the
her.
African American community? Tell me, who's doing it? I think
a lot.
Mr.
Well, they're already awake.
Oh yeah, they're more awake than we were.
Very much. Yes.
I would say so. By the way, Diamond, I have to thank you for your prayers last week. I'd gone to the eye doctor. So a couple of years ago, I have to say this right quick. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to break in and change the subject. But I was diagnosed, these two doctors tried to diagnose me with glaucoma. And my family's like, no, you need to go see another doctor. Well, by that time, I had lost my job. And then I got a new job. And now I've got eye coverage, right? I went to this new eye doctor and she said, no, you don't have glaucoma.
You know what? Speaking of that, my girlfriend, when her daughter's 26 now, but when she was like 9, she took her into the dentist, and the dentist came out and told my girlfriend, oops, excuse me, I'm sorry. It's my husband, I'll call him back. Told my girlfriend that her daughter needed 7 crowns on baby teeth. She's like, Sydney, grab your stuff. We're out of here. She goes, you're not putting crowns and baby teeth that are going to be falling out. You people are crazy.
No, because you know what happened? When they crown those teeth and their baby teeth, they will abscess.
Oh.
It will cause an abscess. And I will tell you, they did that to one of my teeth when I was little.
Jeff Riddle's in the chat.
I was just going to say, Nikki B, breaking news. Jeff Riddle.
He's driving.
There's so much going on. Jeff's in here. Kush wants me to drop the link, and I got to call Jim back. Can you guys take over for a minute?
Sure.
All right, hold on, Kush. I'll be back to drop it.
He's
Where
driving.
has your buddy been, Craig?
Wait, what now? Say again. I'm sorry.
Where has your buddy been? Is it Jeff? Jeff Riddle?
Jeff.
Your buddy?
Yeah, there he is. I don't know. He's very mysterious. No one knows where he goes, where he's been, or where he's going.
This would be about the time he would be heading to work, wouldn't it? I don't know.
Yes, it is. He's driving to work. Oh, 420.
He's driving around town.
Welcome, 420. Is
I'm
Nikki
back.
back?
I'm back.
Good deal.
I'm
Hey,
back
how's
to
Brian?
work.
How's Mr. Teaser doing? Is he good?
He's good. He's actually driving home from work.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I work from home Monday through Friday. I love it.
I work from home 4 days a week. So
I
got to go in.
I've gotten spoilt to the point where I just won't go into an office because I don't want to hear the bull Shasta.
Yeah.
Listen, I hear you loud and clear.
Yeah.
I hate being in the office. I hate it. And when we first started coming back in once a week, there was we got over 150 employees where I work. And there was maybe about 25 people in the office that day. And they were so loud. Like every time someone would say something, I would jump because I'm so used to being in silence all day, just listening to my podcast or whatever and YouTube. And
I'm the only one in my office. Well, James sometimes comes in. James come in.
Hey,
Really?
Camo Carl makes a good point. He says, how do we know that Jeff Riddle did not mean golfing when he said he was driving?
Oh, that is good.
Golf in a cart? He's in a golf cart? Is that what you mean?
Could you imagine Jeff Riddle golfing?
Could you imagine the outfit? That's the funny part.
I could see
You
Jeff. I could see Jeff mini golfing.
Have you ever
In
seen
the outfit.
Caddyshack?
Yeah, putting trying to get the ball through the windmill.
Oh
Yep.
my goodness.
I'll have
That's
that
funny.
little cap on and those puffy pants with the long socks.
I just had a flash of Caddyshack and Rodney Dangerfield with the different colored pants, and
Yes.
he was like mismatched. Oh God, he was so funny though. Oh, I love
That
Caddyshack.
would be Jeff too. That would be Jeff's character.
I say go
Somebody
for it.
step on a duck.
Last time I saw a mouth like that, it had a hook in it. I know almost all the lines in that movie. I'm terrible.
Cheshire says, you guys, here's something funny, guys. My boyfriend is Irish. He was looking on my screen and seen Feinstein and said, "Who is she?" I said, a member, and he said, "She is half dead. DC must be full of crypt keepers."
It is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you see the video they put? It was her really pulling up in her car, but they made it look like a hearse.
Yeah.
It was great.
God. Yeah, she needs to. They need to get her out of there. She's
Why? Why are these people? I mean, when term limits? We've been talking about it. That's where the Senate Well, first of all,
they're not going to do anything.
it needs to be a redo.
Yeah.
And that's all it's gonna. That's what this is leading to, because there's no trust anymore in them. They look like a bunch of fools, and
F to the B to the I and the C to the I to the A, they all need to be demolished.
Yeah. Although when Fetterman was with the potato, he made the potato look smart. They actually made so if they put potato with him, potato's gonna look fine.
Fetterman couldn't even pronunciate his words.
Oh, it was horrible.
Oh my God. I'm like, it was like,
The I-95. The I-95.
That's the true Dumb and
The
Dumber.
I-95. That's all he kept saying. Same damn thing.
The true Dumb and Dumber right there.
It's right on.
Oh my God.
He's gonna call him George. That's wait for him to reach over and hug him.
Oh my.
Marla, calm yourself.
How many cocktails have you had, Marla?
Marla, get a hold of yourself, damn it.
And my poor cat, she's mad at me because she wants to be fed. She can wait.
Go feed your cat. It'll take 2 seconds.
Sassy pants. Come here.
Sassy pants.
I'll be right back because she's not happy.
Okay.
Okay, come on, babe.
Wait, let's listen for the scream.
Right? She's over there. What are you doing? You're taking up my time.
Sassy pants just attacked Marla.
Oh, that's funny.
So how are you ladies doing? You having a good afternoon otherwise? Hello.
I think Diamond might have went to go warm up her dinner.
Oh, she might. Yep. Nope, she's there.
No, I'm still here. I was giggling at Marla.
Oh, okay. I had a great afternoon. I got off at 2 and my husband's on his way home. So that means work's going to start around here. Yay.
Yay. Oh, wait. Why? Y'all are working on things, projects?
Oh, yeah. We're trying to get everything ready for my daughter's grad party.
Oh.
Because we have so many weekends out of town for softball tournaments that we only got so much time.
Oh, wow. So you have to pre-do and then keep it nice.
Yes. Well, we got ourselves involved in a lot of big projects that I've been wanting to do forever. And now we just got to get them done.
You use the opportunity and that's good.
Well, that's what I do because my husband doesn't want to move on things, but something like this, he moved on it. So I'm like, I want this and this and this and this.
Is he bringing home supper?
No, I'm going to make supper.
Oh, you're making supper? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, congratulations, Brian, for being a team player.
Yeah, he's always a team
is
player.
A team player. Yeah.
I
So you guys don't have to go away this weekend?
No, we were supposed to be in Georgia yesterday, but we stayed back because we have 4 or 5 graduation parties to go to this weekend.
Like,
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
So not only do I have my daughter's graduation party coming up, but I got all her friends' graduation parties too.
That's fun.
Yeah, we were at one last night.
Wow.
They had it on a Thursday.
Wow. You're just a partying bunch.
You know,
Yep.
that's how we roll around here, Marla.
It's that time. It's that season, though. You know.
Yeah,
It's-
it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
My daughter reminded me yesterday that she has 57 days to move in.
Whoa.
Where's she going?
I'm not going to say I lied.
We cannot tell you, Marla.
Yeah, she's going to school in Ohio, though. I will say
She's going
that.
to MIT.
Ohio. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I'm just not going to put it out there. That's okay. For her safety.
I'm not going there. I'm sorry. I didn't even
didn't think. That's okay.
Didn't even think. What was I thinking?
That's okay.
Yeah, Roseanne moved into your state, Marla.
She did. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I don't know where she's at. She's probably in like Dallas or something. So
I wonder where they're at. They didn't say.
Yeah, they didn't say, did they?
No.
my guess is Dallas. So yeah, they've been getting some really bad weather up there. They've been lucky to get rain. We've been lucky to get rain, but it's just been hot. I have water, ice water everywhere. Like I have my thermos of water. I've got just jugs of water everywhere.
Texas is frozen over, eh?
Oh, I gotta tell y'all, I got these stand-up fans. What are they? Lasko, Lasko, and they're like 4 foot tall, oscillating tower fans, and they're awesome. They have like subsidized the cooling in the house. They've made everything very comfortable. So
I'm gonna have to. I've got ceiling fans everywhere, but I
these are the bomb, and they're on sale right now on Amazon for like $50.
We
So,
have Polar Wings fans. I don't know.
it's
That's
probably
a
about
brand.
the same. Yeah. But these are worth it.
I forgot I need to drop the link for Kush. Sorry, Kush. I didn't mean to forget about you on
Oh,
purpose.
Kush.
There you go, buddy.
Janice R says we must be getting hit with something. Pups are acting odd. Hubby got a migraine and my spine stim unit went nuts. CME? Question mark.
Well, like I was saying in the beginning, my local news was saying that dogs are just dropping dead and they don't know why. If anything happens to my Hanky, I'm not gonna be a happy camper.
Yeah, what's up with that?
I don't know.
In your area?
It's the jab. I think it's the Jabadoodle.
they didn't jab. They didn't jab my cat.
Did they offer to jab her?
Nope.
Yeah, I got offered a jab Hank and a flu shot. Mhm.
They didn't do. They've never done that flu stuff here for any of my animals.
Listen, before the pandemic hit, it was probably a few months before, there was a whole triage in the parking lot that they couldn't fit all these animals in because they all had the flu. They were being triaged in the parking lot.
What?
I swear, it was the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
That is weird.
Yeah.
What
We
is
don't
going
have that
on?
problem here? I don't think
I truly believe they were causing that.
I don't think we had a flu problem with our animals down here.
I've never heard of an animal having the flu ever.
Yeah. Oh, not what it seems. They're Lasko is what they're called. Lasko. Lasko.
Lasco.
The fans.
The fans.
It's the Ultra Air. I'm gonna do it.
Cosette Trichomi says they're poisoning the pet food. Be careful what you feed your pets.
That's another. Yeah, garbage food coming. Where's that come from?
What do you get your? I mean,
would it be C to the H to the I to the N to the A?
Mine's made in USA.
I will tell you, we feed Hank. The food we feed Hank is a lot of money because he can't eat chicken or beef from his breed. So we have to feed him salmon, and he's high maintenance, man.
Man, is that dog getting treatment? Kush.
Hey, Kush.
Hi, Kush.
Yeah, big hugs to everyone. Yeah, thanks the Lord. First of all, His love to all of you, dear saints, and just wanted to share something because we do pray daily. Yesterday when I was waking up, the Lord showed me in the spirit one of my dear believer friends he's in United States, and so I saw him dressed in white, and he asked me. This has taken place in the spirit, and he asked me, "Do you want a cappuccino?" And it was so amazing, to start the day. So I just want to everybody to be encouraged, everyone, dear brothers and sisters, because the Lord has got this. I mean, not only you there, but I mean, He's truly got, like, as He says, the whole world in His hands. So, and it's great to hear Julie, and just I had the I also like reheard what Julie said, that we need to learn to rest in the Lord, and so to keep on going by His grace, through everything. So just wanted to share this bit.
Thank you, Kush. I appreciate you
You
coming up
are
and
very,
sharing that.
very welcome. Yeah, just because it is important, it's not just simply to me, but it's for our, we have brothers and sisters, that they are like everywhere, and we can't see like everyone, but we have also, there is a heavenly host as well. So yeah, we got to be, everyone needs to be reassured about this.
Real quick, Janice R., you said you were a vet tech before. So she says animals can get the flu, but have you ever seen a flu outbreak where there's hundreds of animals in a parking lot being triaged?
Oh, maybe since the invention of dog parks and they're mingling more. I wonder if that has anything to do with it.
That's a good one. That would make sense.
I don't know though, but I don't go to the dog park because that's a nightmare with my dogs.
That's good thinking,
I don't have a
Franco.
dog.
That's good thought.
But that's a big thing now. They really do have a lot
Oh,
of that.
yeah. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, and your dog has to have its records, though, in order to go into the dog park. So they all
They
have
don't
to have
check here.
Welcome to Michigan.
Wow.
Anyways, you guys, Cheshire size guys, are any of your horses acting?
No, attacking.
Attacking the owners. Over here, my boss owns some horses, and they are attacking their riders.
Oh, that's bad.
Wow.
Very aggressive. So
I'm gonna tell you, that's a sign of, usually when animals are starting to act up like that, there's something in the air. They're trying to tell us something.
Bad sign. No matter how you look at it, bad sign.
It's not a good sign. It just means there's something about to happen.
Well, Craig, you weren't here earlier. Diamond and I were talking about the Mormon crickets. Did you see that?
No, what?
So I saw it on the news. So they're calling them Mormon crickets, and they're all over Nevada and Idaho right now. And it's like they're everywhere, all over the streets, the buildings.
Did you see there was an outbreak of locusts in Mecca?
Okay.
That was a video I just saw this week. It's in Mecca.
Where's Mecca?
For the Muslim faith, they all look towards Mecca.
Mecca. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So anyways, they so Diamond and I we were on the phone. So I was Googling and she was looking up Julie Green stuff. And so I Googled the Mormon crickets, and it comes back to cicadas, which are locusts.
Cicadas, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they're everywhere.
They're
coming to a town near you.
It's not a good sign.
No.
Pestilence.
Did you know? Did y'all hear? I think it was last week that in Washington State and Oregon, in the mountains they had a freak snowstorm.
Well, we're going to see crazy weather.
That's what they said. You won't be able to tell the winter or the seasons or whatever.
Yeah, won't be able to tell the seasons. And I know that Tennessee is having a very mild, wet summer right now. It's mild temperatures, lots of rain.
Yeah, I can tell you it's raining in Kentucky right now because my daughter's softball team's down there, and they've been rained out, and games have been postponed, and
not good.
No.
Good.
Last summer we were down there same weekend, and it was 85 degrees.
That's nice.
Yeah, down south should be that this time of year.
It's like 89, 90 here, but with a heat index of probably, I don't know, 2,000 degrees. Yeah, the heat index of 100, but it feels like 1,000 degrees.
It's 70 and raining all day here in Michigan.
Love it. Just embrace it. Love it. Because if you were here, it'd be a whole different story. It's
I just
hot.
in the air conditioning.
Yeah. And then right now, so far, we have not lost any electricity, knock on wood. So hopefully we won't have any brownouts or blackouts or anything like that.
Sharon Mercier says the locusts come every 7 years.
Yeah, that's probably right. There's that number 7.
Mm-hmm. Diamond, are you with us?
She's passed out on us.
Hey. Oh.
Yes, I am listening. Yes.
Hey, Nikki, I gotta jump down. My niece and nephew are coming over to see the animals, so I gotta
Okay.
put some pants on.
No.
I didn't get anything in the mail.
Bye, Craig.
Love y'all. Thanks for having me up, and I'll see y'all later. And everybody,
Did you hear
don't
me?
worry. Wait, what's that?
I said I didn't get anything in the mail yet.
From what?
I thought you were sending me something.
Oh no. Poor Cornelius is no longer with us. Cornelius the rooster is no longer with us.
What happened?
Well, he was a problem, Nikki. He killed one of Anita's chickens, and I was tasked with the job. And Diamond will give you the details. She knows the whole story.
Have some
And-
dumplings, some chicken and
Going
dumplings.
after another. He was going after the black chickens, right?
Yeah, it was out.
Rest in peace, Cornelius.
Yeah, but we got new chicks, so we're going to start all over. Everything's going to be fine.
Okay.
Now, Craig, Mike Mazza says soup.
No. Actually, wouldn't die. Still alive when in the garbage bag, kicking. It was unbelievable. The devil chicken is what I call him. So, 20-pound rooster, 20 pounds.
What'd you do when he was kicking in the bag? You didn't let him suffer, did you?
Oh, well, we thought he should have been done. I think that's you know how when you cut off their head, they still.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh.
So I'm pretty sure he was not suffering without his head.
Gosh, poor Cornelius.
So it's part of life, folks. And when you got a ruthless chicken, you got to do something about it. So
And Cornelius did it to himself, though, didn't he?
he did. He killed the hens that lay the eggs, and
Yes.
can't do that.
Yep.
And he was attacking Anita every time she went in the backyard. She'd have to bring a stick with her.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh.
Now it's
Yeah.
right with the world. Everything's good. He lived.
Why didn't you sell him out?
You know what? I don't know if I really thought he was a devil chicken, Kush. He was
Okay.
impossible to kill. It seemed like he was just a zombie of some sorts. I'm serious. I'll have to tell you the story, but that was not meat to be fit eaten by anyone.
Anyway, it's an animal.
Yeah. Plus, he had a bunch of buckshot in him.
And he still was living. Oh my God.
It's amazing.
Just think it's iron.
Wow.
So sorry to put that on y'all, folks, but yeah, Cornelius is going on to a better place.
All right, what about the goat? Can I have the goat?
Well, she loves the goats, but yeah, sure.
I need somebody to cut the grass.
They do that. They're
I
really-
know.
Yep. So I don't have to cut the backyard as often. So
That's good.
they
Well,
keep-
enjoy your family.
Yes,
Thank y'all.
Have a great evening.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
evening.
Let me go get pants on before I scare the children. All right.
See you
Change
later.
your way.
Okay.
All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to end this. I know Diamond wants to eat dinner, and my husband just walked in the door, and I'm going
Excellent.
to get
Thank
busy.
you for letting me come up.
Of course, Marla. You're welcome anytime. And
Thank
Kush,
you,
thank you for
Nikki.
yeah, Diamond. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope everybody enjoyed what we had to show. And
I did. Thank you very much for everything.
of course, I hope everybody has a great weekend. And if you're over at Diamond Lil's in the morning for fellowship, I'll see you there. Let me drop your link real quick, Diamond.
Not too sweet.
Yes, of course.
I will try and make it. If I don't oversleep, I like to sleep in on Saturdays if I don't have to go anywhere.
Hey, I don't blame you. I would like to sleep in too, but it just doesn't. Well, it does sort of. Yeah.
You should. You should sleep in. You've earned that.
Yes.
There.
I'm in a hot
Make sure you guys go over and subscribe to Diamond Lil and join us for fellowship every month. Every 7 days a week she goes. Anytime between 10 and 10:20 she's on, and she's got a great fellowship over there. So come check out our beautiful Diamond Lil.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. You're welcome, Diamond. Thanks for joining me, everyone. Kush, thanks for coming up and sharing.
Thank you. You are very welcome. Thank you for that.
See you, Kush.
See you tomorrow. Thank you, Diamond.
Have a good night,
Bye.
Kush.
Bye.
All right. God
Have a
bless
good night,
everybody.
Nikki.
God bless everybody. Have a great night.